Did you know that the wars between the Irish and the Vikings were not only epic, but also shaped the history of both regions in unforeseen ways? Welcome to Medieval Chronicles 1066. In this video, we will delve into the fascinating conflicts between the Irish and the Vikings, exploring the intense battles and complex relationships that define this era. From the initial Viking raids to the climactic Battle of Clontarf, these wars left an indelible mark on history. The clash between the Irish and the Vikings presented a unique challenge of cultures, strategies, and ambitions. The Vikings, hailing from Scandinavia, were known for their fierce raids and unparalleled seafaring skills. Beginning in the late 8th century, Viking longships appeared off the coast of Ireland, bringing with them warriors seeking wealth and new lands. The initial Viking raids were brutal and swift. They targeted monasteries, which were not only centers of religious life, but also repositories of wealth. For instance, the raid on the monastery of Lindisfarne in 793 AD is often cited as the beginning of the Viking Age, but it was soon followed by similar attacks on Irish monasteries such as Bangor and Clonmacnoise. The Irish, with their intricate clan system and deep knowledge of the terrain, found themselves at odds with these relentless invaders. The early Irish response was largely defensive, but over time, they adapted to the new threat. The Irish clans, each ruled by their own chieftains, had to overcome internal rivalries to present a united front against the Vikings. This was no small feat, as Ireland was not a unified kingdom but a patchwork of territories, each with its own leaders and interests. The challenge was not just about land. It was about power, resources, and survival. The Irish had to defend their way of life against a highly organized and often ruthless enemy. Viking raids disrupted the socio-political order in Ireland, compelling local rulers to devise new strategies for defense and retaliation. One of the key events in these conflicts was the Battle of Clontarf in 1014. But to understand Clontarf, we need to look at the years of Viking settlement and integration that preceded it. By the 9th century, the Vikings had established several significant settlements in Ireland, including Dublin, Waterford, and Limerick. These settlements were more than just military outposts. They became bustling centers of trade and cultural exchange. The Vikings introduced new technologies, such as shipbuilding techniques, and established trade routes that connected Ireland to a broader network spanning Europe and beyond. Dublin, founded in 841 AD, became one of the most important Viking towns, serving as a hub for trade and administration. Archaeological findings, such as those from the Wood Quay excavations, reveal a well-planned settlement with sophisticated craftsmanship and trade connections reaching as far as Byzantium and the Islamic world. The Vikings' influence on Irish society was profound. They brought with them new goods, crafts, and cultural practices. Irish society began to incorporate Viking elements, leading to a fusion of traditions. However, these settlements also became flashpoints for conflict as Irish kings sought to reclaim their territories from Viking control. The Vikings did not just settle and trade. They also played a role in Irish politics. Alliances were forged and broken as Irish kings and Viking leaders navigated the complex landscape of power. Some Irish rulers, like the legendary Brian Boru, sought to unite Ireland under their leadership and expel the Vikings. Brian Boru's rise to power was a significant turning point. As King of Munster, he expanded his influence and aimed to become the High King of Ireland. His military campaigns against both rival Irish kings and Viking lords were instrumental in consolidating his power. His ambition culminated in the Battle of Clontarf, a decisive confrontation that would determine the future of Viking presence in Ireland. The Battle of Clontarf was one of the most significant and bloody battles in Irish history. On Good Friday, April 23, 1014, Brian Boru's forces clashed with the Viking coalition near Dublin. The battle raged for hours, with fierce fighting on both sides. Brian Boru's strategy was to break the Viking ranks and exploit their weaknesses. Despite being an elderly man, Brian's leadership and tactical acumen were crucial. His forces managed to push the Viking coalition back, but the cost was high. Brian himself was killed, along with many of his allies and enemies. Contemporary accounts, such as the Annals of Ulster and the Cogad Gaedal Rí Gaelib, provide vivid descriptions of the battle. These sources highlight the heroism and brutality on both sides. The Annals describe how the Irish forces, bolstered by allies from various regions, fought valiantly to repel the Viking invaders and their Irish allies, such as Mael Morda of Leinster. The aftermath of Clontarf was a turning point. Although Brian Boru was dead, his forces had effectively ended the Viking threat to Irish sovereignty. The battle marked the decline of Viking power in Ireland and the beginning of a new era for the Irish kingdoms. The legacy of Clontarf and the Viking Wars is seen in the transformation of Irish society. The integration of Viking trade networks into Irish life led to economic growth and cultural exchange. Viking art, craftsmanship, and administrative practices influenced Irish culture, resulting in a unique blend of styles and traditions. The political landscape also changed, as Irish leaders adopted some Viking methods to better manage their territories. In the years following Clontarf, Irish kings continued to vie for dominance, but the nature of their conflicts changed. The threat of Viking incursions diminished, allowing for a focus on internal consolidation and expansion. Viking settlers who remained in Ireland gradually assimilated into Irish society, contributing to the rich cultural tapestry of the island. To sum up, the Irish versus Viking Wars were not only epic in scale but also pivotal in shaping the history of both regions. These conflicts were marked by fierce battles, strategic alliances, and profound cultural exchanges. The impact of these wars can still be seen today in the rich tapestry of Irish history and culture. The Irish and Viking Wars highlight the dynamic interplay between invasion and adaptation, showing how conflict can lead to both destruction and cultural enrichment. The legacy of these wars is a testament to the resilience and ingenuity of the people involved, leaving a lasting influence on the historical trajectory of Ireland. If you found this exploration of the Irish versus Viking Wars intriguing, be sure to check out our other videos on historical conflicts and share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Medieval Chronicles 1066 for more fascinating history documentaries.